Welcome back to Gappleton. Today is part 4 of our 4-link build. I'm joined by Taylor. He kind of got the memo on the uniform. He's wearing gray, I'm wearing black, but that's okay. So, yep, we're gonna start by fitting up the brackets here. I've got kind of my master plan all drawn up. It's evolved a little bit since the last video. I think this kit is going to end up being fully bolt-on as far as where it actually meets the frame. So kind of excited about that. It's gonna do me some favors as far as fitment things go. Some stuff was potentially gonna run into the axle, so being bolt-on, it's gonna be really cool. For starters, we're gonna take this lower bar that would normally not intersect anything. We are going to set our spacing and get that lightly welded on, just tacked in place to kind of set the spacing for those front brackets, and then use that spacing to transfer everything to the rear. You're gonna do these two D-lays in 2 directions, making sure she's plumb.
Plumb diddly. Plumb diddly.
Because we're gonna call that flat. Like was there.
Okay, okay.
This goes on my head.
Like on your head. Good. Wow.
Okay.
These are both on the dot. 37, 37. What'd you say?
You have 2 joints.
I do.
Grab 2 more.
So we're gonna do 2 on each section.
Yeah, just so that it's spaced properly, high and low.
Do you care which holes?
Yeah, just the farthest ones.
You mean that's hot?
No.
It feels hot.
Definitely looks hot. Tiny tapper?
Tiny pin. Tiny pin. I will hold these while you snug. God. How many idiots is it?
Okay, that looks good.
Looks great.
Okay, gut check on math before I weld on the other side to make sure spacing's good. Set this at 3.5. That's my desired distance for the brackets to be out from where the shock is gonna live off the frame. Come over to this side. Measure out that same 3.5 off of the frame. And as you can see, that takes us to the center of where the brackets are gonna live. So math is good. Taylor's getting this other pair bolted together. Extra heim joints without the nuts sandwiched between the plates, because those don't go there.
Might need some whackage.
Reamer, I barely know her. I think I'm gonna throw it in the vise actually.
Yeah.
Got another one that's not nice. There we go. I'm just gonna check all these as long as we're right here. So making sure the holes line up. They've all been reamed in pairs at once before, but never with this many bolts through the sets. So getting more hardware in the brackets, more alignment points, and then making sure everything will run through, because this is what you want.
You always want your sets to be concentric.
Yeah, like that was clearly a good one. It's possible that I reamed some of these when they were hot even, so they may have contracted like that. This first one felt a little tight upon initial insertion.
Nice.
Same with this one. I think this part must have been still a touch warm, but that should be good now. Toss this mammer jammer in there. See, and this is why we do this, is because this is a little tight right now.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
All right, so that should have those pairs parallel.
Nice.
Nice. So we'll just check this at a bunch of spots. So we're gonna start by getting our spacing between that bracket and this bracket perfectly dialed as far as the spacing, and then we're gonna check it at every point, check it for square, and dial it in as we move along, tacking it in all the other critical spots to make sure it all matches. Yep, 41 on the money. Okay, we'll just grab another tape and leave that one alone.
Yeah. Oh! Looking the outside of the doubler. Dublin.
That one's good.
That one's good.
All right, I'll get another tape.
Tip. Hook right here.
All right. That one is good.
Billy, where's your zip zaps?
All right, I'll get another tape. Do we need more tapes?
I think we got enough tapes. You like that?
It looks pretty scientitious.
I think we need more tape.
Mr. Light, needs more tape.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Okay, she's all fair and square. So now we can weld the pipe to the other brackets, and then we will have the spacing and alignment of these two locked in, because everything's square, everything's plumb, all the goodness.
Here we go.
Perfect.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What do you think?
Yup.
All the holes go in the other holes.
I can see that you have holes on your side.
I can see your holes.
I have holes on my side.
I can see your big holes and your little holes.
Perfect.
That's perfect.
That's what you want.
Alright. That, zippity boo. That's all I always say. Remember how I used to always say that?
Yeah, you used to. You haven't lately.
No. I think I'm gonna carry back. Zip zap, zippity boo. Zippity boo. Zip zap. Zip zap. Zippity boo.
I got this on the table myself.
I was kind of wondering how you did that.
My spine said, thank you.
Did Darnell come out and help you?
Nope. All right, ready?
Hey! Hut. How did you get this up there?
I don't know. Oh, now the bracket's on here too.
Yeah.
I'll get mine up first.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how I got that up there myself before.
Are you serious?
That's an excellent question. Oh, went right through my table.
Oh, Jim.
I'll get a real welding table someday.
Should have done the 1/8 inch.
Okay, now we set pinion at 0 degrees.
What you at, boy?
I'm gonna keep it dancing.
Mm-hmm. Just keep on dancing.
Ah, we're pretty much. I gotta lie, that's perfect.
Do you want me to find 0 and hold it for you?
Well, how close are we?
0.4. That. Okay, you're at 0. Take it! Quick! Take it, quick!
All right, rear end is all tacked in place. We have the pinion angle all zeroed out. We're gonna reassemble all of the heim joints onto the rear end itself, just so that the brackets are made up in pairs and they're all square to each other. And then we're gonna space them out on the axle tubes and start welding.
Okay. How are you gonna go about making sure that's 90 to this?
Just put that on the back of this.
Oh my gosh. 0 it here.
Zero it
Put
there.
it there. Oh. We dust. Dust.
Now, 0 there. 0 off the back of this mammer jammer.
0'd.
Let's grab some of these too, just so it can be as scientitious as possible. I'm gonna do 2 of these just to make sure. It's sitting pretty straight up and down.
But remember, your heim joints will take care of that, right?
Yeah, I just want it to be as square as possible.
That's ridiculous. Yep, do it.
One more.
Did you already make marks?
I did not, did you?
No, I did not. Did you?
I did not. Did you?
No, I didn't. Let me know if you did though.
So we'll get 2 points in the front, 2 in the back.
I got the pieces. I got the ear. I got the pieces.
I've discovered a pet peeve of mine.
What is this?
Gritty floors.
Gritty floors.
Yep.
Why is it a pet peeve of yours?
I don't know. I don't like the way it feels when I move my feet around.
It's gonna be hell at a nursing home someday.
You think I'm gonna
These
get that
floors
far?
are too gritty!
Oh, right. There. It's welded.
Alright, let's put her in.
Ready to be installed.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, yeah. It's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine looks the same. So here's where we're at. We got the rear end tipped up on end. Taylor is going to slowly, well, we're going to try this. Taylor, with his Mickey Mouse mask, is going to twist the rear end while I weld it to see if we can't get some nice, fancy, or at least consistent looking welds. Kind of like how you'd have a rotary positioner that would move your piece for you as you weld. Taylor is going to do that job, like that. Alrighty, Taylor had to take off, but not before we got the rear end back underneath the truck with all the bars back in. This is what gets me super excited, is seeing it at this point. So at this point, the brackets are fully welded to the rear end housing. They're welded all the way around, and this is roughly what it's gonna look like. As you can see, I have this little bar, this stub that goes through there. I'm going to build a plate to ride along the side of the frame like this, and it's going to have a through hole that stub is going to get welded into, and then from this lower portion down, it's going to come up and swoop into that same plate, and that's going to make the front of this bracket a bolt-in solution. So originally I was thinking bars are going to have to run across like that, and it's going to get in the way of the drive shaft and have to do some bending and all kinds of craziness, but not the case. After a little bit of brainstorming, thinking more about this, really excited with what we came up with. So I am really pumped. All right, I forgot I was supposed to be filming. I whipped up some shock mount brackets real quick. These are going to be the upper shock mount brackets. There's going to be a big cross member that runs across the entire frame from left to right, and these are going to sit on it like that. Well, probably like that. Here, I'll go show you. Okay. You're gonna have to use your imagination a little bit because I used up my last stick of 1 5/8, so I'll have to get another one on the way. But this is going to live, this cross member is going to run through the frame like that, and then get boxed in on the inside and live right about here or so. Still have to make the lower that's gonna connect down at this little waggly end over to that bracket. But yeah, knocked out some uppers real quick. So I just had my sway bar kit come in, which is kind of ironic. It should be an anti-sway bar or anti-roll bar. Now, it kind of killed me to buy this because, as you can tell, I like to make almost everything that I possibly can. But what I can't make is a spring steel torsion bar. So the part that actually does the anti-roll thing. That I can't make. And trust me, I tried. Well, I didn't try. I hunted around for vehicles that had long, straight torsion bars that I could use, so I could just go to the junkyard and just scavenge something and just make one. But ultimately, nothing had anything that was going to be long enough. So I bit the bullet and I bought the kit. It's probably going to take a little bit of modifying. I still have to get it fully unboxed and look at it against the truck. But, I mean, it came with all the hardware, the eigen bearings and stuff, the little Heim joints. So there is some benefit to buying their kit. I might have to make my own little swing arms just because I need to do a little bit of adapting to get them wider, but we'll see. Yeah, so here's that kit. You get the double-ended left and right Heim joints. It's all 3/8. You get the rod, you get these little housings with the eigen bearings and stuff. So the fact that it's all together is nice. I'm probably gonna remake these little arms, these little dealies. They're really thin. They're like maybe 3/32. So I want to at least do them out of 1/8, and I even considered doing them out of 1/4. But looking at quarter's probably overkill. I think I'll make them out of 1/8 because I need them to go like whoosh, to do a little kick out, and I'd like them a little bit longer too. So yeah, a little more design to do. All right, so I'm kind of designing up these arms for the anti-roll bar, and here you can see all that good math I told you you'd never use. Yeah, this is just basic trig just to kind of figure out, because these arms need to kick out and then also need to span a distance. So there's the shock mount and the coil and the thing, and it's got to go from A all the way to B. So there's the whole thing, and then it does that. And yeah, I ended up with this. So now to switch these over to be cut out and yeah, go from there. Got my lower shock mounts whipped up. Zapped these plates out. Gave them a quick little massage with a 12-pound swinging press in the vise. Bent them out and did the thing. So yeah, these are gonna bolt to the lower shock mounts, or the shock mounts, the 4-link brackets to support the shocks down there, over yonder, right there. All right, here are my arms. So, well, the 4 pieces that make them up. So there's that sweep it that I need to get because my sway bar, obviously it's not gonna sit above the frame, ever so slightly short, and I need to get it to kick out. So that's what this is gonna do on either side. And then these are to box it back in to make it whole and complete. So we're gonna get this work on welding this up. All right, got this thing all tacked up and spaced out like it needs to be. Gonna get her all welded. You versus the sway bar arm she tells you not to worry about. Jokes aside, this thing turned out sick. Super, super happy. Okay, come on. How cool are these? I am so pumped. It's super, super satisfying that the engineering has worked out. The math and the CAD and all that stuff. Yeah, and then the execution with the welding. Because you could do everything right and then weld it like crap because your fit up was no good. But yeah, super, super cool. So everything works out super well. The center to center comes out at 40.5, which is exactly what it is between the 2 brackets over there. So I think I did it. I'm gonna get everything tacked and then mock it up and make sure and go from there. All right, the time is late. I've been doing some welding, a lot of planning and visualizing and staring, but it's been productive. I'll show you. It might look like a mess, but we're getting somewhere. So I have the rear end centered on where it needs to live. I have the pinion angle zeroed out. Yeah, there's no gauge on it, but that bar is holding it what was 0 a second ago. So here is my sweeping arm. Clears the shock, comes over. There is the end link. The shock is gonna have a slight tilt backwards to it. What that's gonna do is that's going to help me stay clear of the arm. I could go even further back if I wanted to, but don't wanna put too much angle on it. I'm gonna do a little research before I finalize this. Maybe more angle's okay. I mean, ideally straight up and down would be best, but I see people running stuff angled sometimes, so I don't know. I will do a little bit of research and find out, but yeah, this is kind of what it's going to be. So there's the shock mount that we whipped up. There are the arms for the anti-roll bar or sway bar, whatever you want to call it. End links. Front brackets are off because that's not important at the moment, but yeah, we are getting dangerously close for this thing sitting back on its own new suspension. This video is probably already very long, so I'm gonna end it off. I'm tired, you're tired. Get some sleep, you earned it. Yeah, next time we're gonna, I don't know, make progress. Next time we're gonna make some progress. Adios.